Shalom, shalom. Shalom. All glory, praise, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rahakwadash. Double honors to my apostles and elders of Great Millstone who teach the Bible correctly. Shalom to the elect, 144,000 men who will rule the world soon. And shalom to the great peaceable multitude, the 1/3, the men, women, and children. Shalom. To you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you are the 12 tribes of Israel. You are an Israelite. You are predestined to rule the world with power. That's why Yahweh Shai's kingdom under Yahweh is an everlasting kingdom, because it's going to be ruled by immortal beings. It's going to be governed. The world is going to be governed by immortal individuals that are in one accord. How can two walk together unless they agree? They're in accord with one another. And you're predestined to rule the world with power under King Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. Today's article is brought to you by Foreign Policy, titled "Trump Urges Other Nations to Help Secure Shipping Through Strait of Hormuz," 12 hours ago. March 14th, today is still the 14th, U.S. President Donald Trump, aka Nero, on Saturday called on nations to send warships to keep the Strait of Hormuz open for shipping as Iranian forces continue their retaliation campaign against U.S. and Israel strikes on Iran. About a fifth of global oil and liquefied natural gas normally passes through the straits, a narrow passage of water between Iran and Oman. Tehran's ability to stop shipping through the canal could give it enormous leverage over the U.S. and its allies. The countries of the world that receive oil through the Hormuz Straits must take care of that passage. The countries of the world that receive oil through the Hormuz Strait must take care of the passage, and we will help a lot. "Quote unquote," this is what Trump wrote. Trump wrote in a Truth Social post. What did he write? The countries of the world. Meaning, so this is Trump's way of calling out for help. That's a sign of weakness from someone looking from the outside looking in. You're looking a little weak there, asking for help. The countries of the world that receive oil through the Hormuz Straits must take care of the passage. That's what you claim, that they must. But will they? Will they? I don't know. We got to find out and see. Must take care of the passage, and we will help a lot. Trump wrote in a Truth Social post, quote, "The U.S. will also coordinate these." I'm sorry, let me read that again. Quote unquote. "The U.S. will also coordinate with those countries so that everything goes quickly, smoothly, and well." End quote. In an earlier post on Saturday, Trump predicted that many countries, especially those who are affected by Iran's attempt closure in the Hormuz Straits, will be sending warships in conjunctions with the United States of America to keep the straits open and safe. Okay. Trump wrote that he hoped China, France, and Japan, and South Korea, Britain, others would send ships to the area. So that's that just sounds like weakness to me. That you're hoping, but what if they don't? Let's just see how it happens. Quote, in the meantime, the United States will be bombing the hell out of shoreline and continually shooting Iranian boats and ship out of the water, he wrote. Listen, man, I mean, after every action is a reaction. So if your solutions to the problem is to bomb everything, I mean, I get it. The Lord is going to bomb Babylon the Great to destruction. You know, with the chariots of the Most High, is going to destroy this place too. So I guess that's the solution to the problem. War truly brings peace. It says Western nations have bolstered their military presence in the Eastern Mediterranean during the conflict in Iran, focusing on the security of Cyprus after the Iranian-made drone hit in Britain military base on the island in March 2nd. Damn. Britain is also exploring additional options for deploying of the Gulf after Iran stepped up attacks on vessels. Defense Minister John Haley said on Thursday the British government is taking to allies and partners about a range of options to ensure the security of shipping in the region. A Ministry of Defense spokesperson said on Saturday the French Navy is deploying about a dozen naval vessels, including an aircraft carrier strike group, to the Mediterranean, Red Sea, and potentially the Strait of Hormuz as part of a defensive support to allies threatened by the conflict. France has been consulting with European, Asian, and Gulf Arab states over the past few weeks with a view to putting together a plan of warships eventually to escort tankers through the straits, French officials said. Trump said on Thursday the U.S. was willing to escort ships through the Straits of Hormuz to protect them from Iranian attacks, as his administration searches for ways to ease high oil prices fueled by the U.S.-Israeli war in Iran. So that's just pretty much the updates. This is what's going on right now is Trump urges other nations to help secure shipping through Straits of Hormuz. Why are we making this video? The title is what really struck a nerve because I wrote in the chat GPT what scriptures GMS Great Millstone uses concerning America asking other nations for help in times of trouble. Remember, the article says Trump urges other nations to help secure shippings through the Straits of Hormuz. What scriptures GMS uses concerning America asking other nations for help in times of trouble. I only can do only 15 minutes long. We're at 7:55. In the teachings of Great Millstone, they often say that America, which they identify with Babylon the Great, which is true, will seek help from other nations, but will ultimately be abandoned or destroyed instead. They connect this with ideas to several scriptures. Here are some of the main verses they use. This is Revelation 17 and 16. This is one of the primary scriptures GMS uses in the 10 horns, which is NATO and the EU, which thou sawest upon the beast, which is NATO and the EU. These shall hate the whore. The whore is a miracle, so NATO and the EU will eventually hate the whore. I don't think the relationship is going very swell right now. And shall make her desolate and naked, yet desolate, because World War III, NATO's going to turn against Babylon the Great, according to scriptures. Everybody's going to throw missiles at her. And shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire, nuclear missiles. GMS breakdown. The whore is American Babylon the Great. The 10 horns is American allies, NATO, EU, and nations and other powers. GMS teaches that American allies would turn against her instead of helping her during the final conflict. So that's one scripture that America's going to be asking for help, but they're going to be abandoned. Revelation 17 and 16. So that's pretty much future prophecies. We're seeing that how America's asking others for help. Will they help or will they abandon? Well, ultimately, they will abandon according to scriptures. But to see America asking for help shows how much the scriptures are real. Lamentations 1 and 2, all her friends have dealt treacherously with her. All her friends, America's allies, have dealt treacherously with America. They are become her enemies. GMS interpretation is America has many allies today, sure, in the end times, those allies will betray America rather than help it. So we see now America's in a sticky, slippery situation, asking other nations for help. But will they? Will they? If they do, that's fine, because prophecy is going to be fulfilled regardless. Eventually, they're not going to help. Jeremiah 50 and 37, the sword is upon her horses and upon her chariots, meaning the nuclear missiles is upon her horses, the army vehicles, and upon her chariots, the jets, and upon all the mingled people that are in the midst of her, which is Esau, the heathens, and two-thirds of Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. GMS view. Mingled people, many nationalities living in America, right? During what? During war, chaos will happen inside the country and foreign allies will not save it. So we're seeing America asking for help, but will they save it? Will they aid America? If they do, that's fine. But eventually, they won't. That's what makes this prophecy of the Bible and the Bible real. 4. Jeremiah 51 and 9. This one directly speaks about trying to heal Babylon. So you see America asking other nations for help to further heal Babylon. It says, we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her. So the Lord is going to put the Lord is putting the spirit on all these allies and nations that America is asking help for to forsake her. Because she's reliability. America's a liability. America's causing way too much trouble. How are you going to strike someone that has the power over Hormuz? You know, how are you going to strike someone that has the power to be like, we're going to shut this part down where y'all ain't going 200,000 barrels, $200 a barrel of oil. How are you going to strike somebody that has the power to say, all right, motherfucker, you're going to spend $200 for a fucking barrel of oil? How are you going to strike somebody like that? You biting the hands that feed you. You biting the hands that does business with you, man. You're not fit to rule. You're reckless. Trump has gone rogue. Babylon the Great has gone rogue. We only have 2 minutes left. I can't do anything past 15 minutes. All my other channels are destroyed. Fight of Faith 1, Fight of Faith 2, Fight of Faith 3. It's all destroyed. They took it down. All I have is Fight of Faith 4. GMS interpretations, nations may try to support or help America, sure. But eventually they abandon it. That's confirmation right there. For this truth, for giving us the spirit of understanding, and for using honorable vessels like Apostle Tahar on down to preach this word and to rightly divide the word of truth, for sure. Isaiah 31 and 1, and we'll close out. Sometimes used to show trusting other nations for military help. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help. And this is where ChatGPT kind of goes off. That's another video to correct ChatGPT. The elder Apostle Tahar said in his last camp session, if not the last one. But I remember listening to it not too long ago, a couple days ago. It had to have been this last one. He said that sometime he has to correct ChatGPT. This is the correction of ChatGPT, because this is really going into Israelites going to Egypt for help. Moving on. GMS overall teachings, America, Babylon the Great, Revelation 17 through 18. In the final global conflict, often connected to World War III, and their teachings, America will look to its allies, but those nations will turn against it and participate in its destruction. Woo! So that's on point, baby. So all I gotta say is, this is a update. Trump urges other nations to help secure shipping through the Straits of Hormuz, because Trump can't do it by himself. That shows weakness. Lord's will you edify. Shalom.